Hello, everyone. Welcome to LOCKBEARD Phenomena. Number 123. Darkness pretends to be light. It is Saturday, January 6th, 2023. Anniversary of a certain event that was called something that it wasn't. It was actually a guided tour. Anyone that saw what happened saw that if you look closely into the video, they basically let him into the barricades. There was undercover agents in the crowd. It was all set up. It was all a setup. It was all instigated by secret agents and shit. Undercover NYPD or not NYPD, but the police there, DC police. Undercovers everywhere. And it was all set up. So I made a short kind of saying, that short's, I don't know, was it 20 seconds long or something? Basically says what I think about the situation. And hopefully anyone that's paying attention can see what actually happened. I don't know what the appropriate salutation would be for. You wouldn't necessarily say, hey, you wouldn't necessarily say happy, happy fraudulent or happy fake insurrection day. But anyway, that's what today is. We're at episode 123 of LOCKBEARD Phenomena. I should have maybe tried to get do this episode on December 31st or something, because December 31st was 12/31/23. 123. So that would have just been cool, but I didn't do it. First in the chat was AKA Harvey Dent. Hello. Greetings. Welcome to the chat. New name. Raptor Crazy's here. Welcome. Angel. Welcome. Raptor trying to want me to get on with it. Mr. Lee's here. Welcome. Who else we got? Bat Mom's here. Working, but definitely listening. Angel says doing good, Raptor. Snow we actually get started 4 to 6 now, 8 to 12. What? Uncle Bones is here. Welcome. I was we were wondering where you were in the chat over at Squatch America on Wednesday. He said on the show that he thinks he had fixed the problem or figured out what the problem was and fixed it. So you should have been able to chat. So I don't know if you weren't chatting because you couldn't, it was still wasn't fixed or what. Danny's here, says greetings from South Carolina. I saw been a hell of a week in YouTube, cryptid community on YouTube. I saw where you went on there, and I definitely think that I definitely think certain folks might not have been picking up entirely what you were putting down. Yes or no? Perhaps everyone wasn't picking up what you were putting down. Hey, but I see what you try, man. You try to hang out, be neutral. I get it. But you just can't. Yeah. Raptor says, Uncle Bones, hope you're doing good. Fate needs a longer intro. Face green smile. Do I have a wicked echo? Or you don't have? Seems like Mr. Lee says it sounds fine. AKA Harvey Dent says, if anyone figures out whom I am, I will give them $100. Oh, so you think you figured out the code? Somehow you had 2 YouTubes going. That'll do it. Bigfoot and More is here. Welcome. Haven't seen you here in a little bit. Fellow Oklahoman. I'd love to get down because I can't remember exactly where you're at. I know you're down southeast Oklahoma. Danny says, hope everyone is having a happy new year, even the assholes on here. Yeah. Yeah, Bigfoot More. I think as I recall, I can't remember exactly where you were in southeast Oklahoma. I don't want to, you don't have to say where. I mean, because I know it's very important to kind of keep your, well, maybe not so much for you because you're just too damn nice, but apparently I make enemies. Apparently I piss people off. And there's been people that's made in the Bigfoot community that's made violent threats against me, some more veiled than others. So I'm sure a few people here saw the other short I uploaded today, and I put a question mark in the title because maybe it wasn't entirely meant that way, but when people start saying, hey, I know people, as in maybe they know someone they could like call up, say, hey, could you go break his kneecaps? It didn't look good. It didn't sound good. Neither did the rest of the freaking live stream for that matter. But the Raptor says Scott and Hannah said he's unblocked, and they said that he told him over Facebook or something. Yeah. Danny says, I don't care. I'm leaving YouTube communities. Oh, don't leave, Danny. It's just getting good. It's just getting good. Had enough of all the crap. Well, I mean, I get it, because what I don't understand is how can a person sit there and say that they say one thing but they do another, and one of the biggest things I made a short about this where this imbecile that's supposedly in Scotland was attacking people. He's like attacking Cowboy. What the hell is he doing attacking Cowboy? Mr. Lee, attacking all these people, but attacking the most egregious attack is on Nikki, saying the Miss Piggy thing. So how's a person going to sit there and say, well, I defended her against Dark Waters when he said that about Nikki, but then they're going to be in a little bit of an alliance with this other asshole there. They won't say shit about them. They'll say shit about me, but they're not going to say shit about this Dogman UK guy doing everything that he's accusing everybody else of doing. Like he's attacking people personally. I'm not meaning to attack anyone. I question things and I point out where there's a problem. And if there's a hoaxer, yeah, I'm going to call out the hoaxer and so on and so forth. And the liars and the thieves. So, how's a person going to sit there and say, well, they're going to defend that against that problem over here from this person, but then they say nothing about this person over here that's doing it 10 times worse. And Dogman UK is doing it 10 times worse. You, Danny, have experienced a lot of the brunt of those attacks. I hear that he's putting out more videos about me, and I haven't watched them. Like, I'm not going to watch them. I don't care what he says about me, really. He's not hurting my feelings, you know, calling me homosexual. That doesn't affect me. Calling me whatever else he called me. I can't remember now. But yeah, it's a wild thing. Don't let this is all caused, like, there's certain ones that are behind this, and not everybody I think has been figured out yet. But Dogman UK is a big one. That's and I'm sorry, you know, if people don't like me saying Judy, but Judy's been manipulating people too, and there's others involved. Manipulating people, and that's why there was this whole basically a coordinated attack almost. You know, you had Mogs coming at me and Brentdale, Nona Boss, Red Creek Mafia, and Red Creek Mafia. Holy shit. I'm gonna have to do a whole breakdown video on that. And don't any of y'all bother erasing those live streams. I've recorded them all. You can erase it off YouTube. I've recorded them all because there's just too much shit to go. I'm not even going to try and cover all that shit tonight. But Red Creek Mafia said some just straight up lies about me on that live stream, and he just joined in with Dogman UK on making personal attacks. What the hell is he doing making personal attacks? What's the point in that? He actually joined in with Dogman UK, calling Brent Slaphead and calling me Cockbeard for some reason. Which, again, he ain't hurting my feelings. I'm just saying, why in the hell are these other people letting these kinds of people manipulate me? And you're finding out who they really are, right? You're finding out what kind of people they really are. And because we're talking about people that seem like pretty nice people otherwise, but watch. You know, Moog's live stream, I think it was 5 times during his live stream, he called for people to report channels like Brent Dills and my channel, stuff like that. But in that same stream, him and her were both saying, you know, if you don't like what we're saying, then just scroll on. Don't come to our channel. Well, why didn't you say that about my channel and Brent's channel? See, you're hypocrites. You goddamn hypocrites. I'm sorry. I got to accentuate this. You said a number of different things in that stream that were straight up hypocritical. And whenever you're going after someone's channel, because I ain't done anything wrong, you know, I'm just saying what's true. You know, the whole LOB thing, the proof's in the live stream. LOCKBEARD Phenomena number 38. I've re-uploaded it to the channel. It's there. So the evidence was presented in that live stream. So you can make whatever excuse you want. Whatever. The facts are the facts. So yeah, they said I mean I think it was 5 different times. I've already clipped it out because I'm going to do something with those clips. But so on YouTube, when you call for people to report someone's channel, you've basically declared war on their fucking channel. I'm sorry, you've declared war on the Tall One's channel, whether he perceives it that way or not, you know, because I don't speak for him. For me, you've declared war on my channel. Don't go after my channel. You can sit there and make live streams all you want, disagree with me, and I can respond, and you can respond to my response. Hell, we could do this for 10 years if you want. That's called freedom of expression. That's what a real American wants, is freedom of expression. And like I've said many times on my channel, if you don't like what you see here, scroll on. You don't have to come here. Red Creek Mafia was dropping the word bully, I think, again, calling me a bully. I'm not over in y'all's chats harassing the shit out of you like Dogman UK was over here. Okay. Dogman UK was in my chat and I allowed him to say whatever the hell he want. He was harassing me in my chat. I'm not going over in your chats and harassing the hell out of you. I'm on my channel, in my house, saying what the fuck I want. You can scroll on too, but see, and so they said that in the live stream. They said that about their channel. If you don't like what we're saying, just scroll on. Perfect American thing to say. But then they called 5 times for their viewers to report our channels. For what? I don't know. We haven't violated any policies, but report our channels anyway. Make some shit up, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what he wants to do. That's just the tip of the iceberg of what was wrong with that whole damn live stream. It was nuts. It was crazy. It was insane. Son of a bitch. So, all right, let me keep on with the chat. Well, Batmom might have guessed it. I don't know. Have to ask him. Everyone should just make an anonymous account. Yeah. I guess if you don't want to be harassed and you just want to chill in some people's chats, I would say just don't go to their chats, but you know, who is down in the Southeast, Bigfoot and more. Uncle Bone says Wednesday live I was still blocked, but the latest short video Scott replied, so maybe I am unblocked. Yeah, so maybe it didn't work. He thought he had you unblocked on Wednesday though. Raptor says I wouldn't doubt if it was Donald. He got a bunch of different ones now. Michelle says Harvey Dent is Candy and Mandy. Candy and Mandy's still a new account around here. So who is Candy and Mandy? Big Fort Marcel. I've noticed things have gotten a little crazy lately. Yeah, they've gotten a little crazy lately. All because people are mad that I dared to challenge their interpretations of what they've seen, or even whether or not they saw what they thought they saw. I'm not trying to attack people. I'm saying that this is a good exercise for people to understand, like, you can be mistaken about what you saw when you go in the woods. Your eyes can play tricks on you. You know, you can get a little heat delirium. You know, you could be exhausted and your mind and your eyes can start playing tricks on you, and people get all upset because they want what they want to believe to be true and accepted, and to interpret things to match what they believe, even if it's a completely ridiculous thing that doesn't match with the reality that we have observed. So you know, so that makes that they get really defensive, and they prove it by the way they want to ban you. They want to report your channel. They prove that they're on the bullshit side of things because they want to report your channel. I want to make one thing clear. I don't want anyone reporting anybody's channel, period, unless they've done something that's truly, like, bad stuff and it is against the rules of YouTube. That's your business. I generally just let people, bury themselves. If YouTube wants to get them, YouTube will get them. YouTube's got me. YouTube's gotten a lot of people taking down videos, taking down channels sometimes. And I still say my channels were taken down wrongfully because I try to only get to the truth of everything. So So yeah, it's been a little crazy. Harvey Dent's a dude. It's funny his dent wasn't the smartest, had great intentions, but chose wrong. Big Thornton Moore says Cowboy and Mr. Lee are nice to everybody. Yeah, they're very nice, but for whatever reason, Dogman UK was attacking them. I just took quick, because to put it in a short, I had to make quick clips to put it all in a short, but I want, a good snapshot for people about what is going on over on Dogman UK's channel. It's just a constant string of insults, and he never presents a case. He never refutes anything with any facts, or it doesn't show any receipts or anything. He just constantly say, y'all are wrong, and Nikki's Miss Piggy, and Brent's slaphead, and he's cockbeard. And he just insults everybody. And he keeps saying that we're vile, but his videos are literally vile. So it's complete projection, the whole thing. And some of this other stuff is projection too. Knowing a boss's video, straight up projection. One thing that I think might have been a good clue about what we're dealing with there is that I think knowing a boss is a man hater. You know how there's that saying, like, behind every behind every good man is a good woman, right? This is a saying that every man who loves women is perfectly happy to say. We know as men that we can't be our best in life without a good partner with us. Behind knowing a boss, however, is a little flipped script on this whole idea. The script is something that you would expect from a crazy ass feminazi, or it could just be a joke. But it's not. And behind her, it says, behind every successful woman is herself. I'm trying not to read too much into it, but the rest of what I saw would not seem to make that easy for me to not read too much into that, right? Or maybe it's not reading too much. Maybe it's reading exactly what I should be reading. But yeah. Rep says all these channels have been doing this for the past 3 or 4 years. It's a bunch of Hong Kong phooey. Mr. Lee says, I've never seen it this bad, though. Well, I think my theory is, Mr. Lee, it's this bad because there's a few of us out here that are not afraid. In the past, people were a little bit afraid and they walked on eggshells. I'm not going to walk on eggshells. I'm not trying to attack people, but I'm not just trying to attack people to attack people. I want to get to the truth of things. In order to get to the truth of things, we have to stop all the bullshit out there from muddying up the water. It was funny how Nona Boss must have been watching my stuff, and I know Brent Dill has used that same terminology, muddying up the water. Hell, maybe I heard him say it one time, and that's just what got it in my head. But that's basically what happens when you have all these people that are spreading around their own beliefs based on no evidence and just what they want to believe. They choose to interpret things as seeing pictures as what they want to believe. They get confirmation bias all over the place. And there are some people just straight up lying and hoaxing and so on and so forth. This stuff muddies up the water. It clouds up the water. So it makes it harder for us to sort through all the bullshit to get to, okay, this person's account looks like it may be legit, or this person might actually have some real evidence. And as a result, we can't find shit, right? Because we're digging through all the bullshit. Well, now we got some of us that are willing to just straight up, say, look, This isn't plausible. You know, some people's stories aren't plausible. You know, we look around the world and we see what the normal world looks like and what's in it, right? So we know that no animal has been observed to be able to cloak like a predator. No animal has been observed to jump out of portals. And no one has proven telepathic communication, which is more simplistically referred to as mind speak by the people that want so desperately to believe it's real. It's telepathic communication, though. No one's been able to prove that that can be done between humans or anything. So if you can't prove that it can be done between humans, you certainly aren't going to be able to prove it can be done between Bigfoot and humans. And so they got this magical narrative in their head. They want to believe in this magical world. And they do not like people like me who says, look, you know, based on the accounts that look to be reasonable and plausible accounts, there's none of the crazy shit in it. The person who saw this thing seems to be pretty credible. And in the footprint evidence, and so on and so forth. Basically, what I think, my assessment at this point is that Sasquatch is probably nothing more than a large, hairy race of people, humans, Homo sapiens, right? They don't like that because they don't want to be some magical portal hopping thing that waves at the aliens as they pass by and telepathically communicates with them because they're special instead of just being schizophrenic or something. They do not like that. They want their magic and they want their multitude of Mothman and Dogman and Frogman and all the different mans out. They want a whole magical world out there of crap that don't exist. They do not like us who push back against that. And we do it pretty damn calmly compared to what some of these people do sometimes. Holy shit. But and so I'm not going to stop. You guys can ignore me and go on, or you can keep making live streams about me and I'll keep analyzing them, I guess. We can watch your psychosis unfold. Fault of B's video is funny. Gretch says, I think it's real funny. Mr. Lee, everybody's talking all this crap instead of helping each other. Like I said, it's a bunch of Hong Kong Philly. Well, we can't. Like, they don't see when I'm trying to say, look, you know, when you were out there and you thought you saw this thing, here's the reasons why I don't think you saw that thing, you know, because I haven't truly been able to go deep on it because I just haven't had time. I have to put together, you know, the video and finish it eventually. You know, I intend to, it's just, I don't have time right now. But, and my computer fights me every step of the way when I'm messing with videos like that. I need better equipment. I have a serious problem with the with lack of adequate video editing ability here. But you know, I'm trying to literally like help you understand when you get out in the woods, your mind can play tricks on you. There's the multiple different reasons why that can happen. And you need to be on guard about it so that you're better able to discern what you're really looking at when you're in the woods. That will help you, but they don't see it as helping you because they actually don't want to see the truth. They want to see what their fantasy is. They don't want someone destroying their fantasy. And as a result, we don't find shit. These people are stopping us from being able to find shit. I just uploaded a couple more upload videos of me wandering around the woods at night. I've wandered around the woods at night many, many years of my life, and daytime too. Mostly daytime because, you know, it makes sense. It's best time to do it is when you can see. But so they try to say, well, boots on the ground, blah, blah, blah. You need to be out. Look, I've been in the woods, dude, more than all you motherfuckers, probably. Unless you're like, you know, 20 years older than me or some shit, and you're, you know, been out in the woods a lot. or you know, been a serious hunter. If you've been a serious hunter, you probably have. Just because I've never been a hunter. When I've been out in the woods, I'm doing a variety of different things. You know, going to a fishing hole, gold prospecting. Especially when I was young, hunting, you know, for snakes and stuff like that. Voltabia says, Dogman said you and Brent stovepipe. Oh yeah, stovepipe. Whatever that means. I don't know what that means. Raptor says, Danny, don't listen to that dude. I think he fell down and bumped his head on the curb or something. Talking about Dogman UK. Bigfoot Moore says, I remember back in 2000, there was a lot of feuding going on between Bigfoot websites. Snow. Volta BS is up in here. 80 miles south of me. Yeah, I'm in Muskogee County. Man, I would like to get down there. Further in southeast, get up, you know, closer to the, you know, some better, more remote forest. You know, a lot of people will say, well, you're out there right now. Like, yeah, but I want to be I want to be further away from people. You know, I want to be further away from people. and I'm at the moment I'm outside my tribal territory, so that would get me inside my tribal territory, and there's reasons for that to get there. But also, I just think that's the best part of Oklahoma, and I want to move closer down into the southeast area. Kayamichi. More like, oh God. Oh yeah, oh God. AKA Harvey Dent says, yeah, man, there's some attacking on both sides. Mr. Lee says, that red mafia fella, I don't know where he was getting his information from about you. Well, he started out by calling me Nathan. Who the fuck is Nathan Salisbury? He couldn't even, hey, Mike, maybe you could try getting my fucking name right. My name is on the intro of every show. It's in the description of my videos, and you couldn't even get my name right. That's what's so hilarious about there. And he was like all kinds of shit he was making up, like I don't know. He was just making shit up. The dude is a lying fuck. All I can tell you guys, he made up a bunch of shit about me on that live stream. I don't know how else to put it. Liar. And so now I'm going to catch more hell because I called out another liar. I mean, he even said something. What do you say? What the fuck? Anyway, good Jesus. Holy crap. Carson, 1954, welcome. He says, good evening, Lockbeard, on all the chat. Welcome. AKA Harvey Dent says, I have to go underground to speak my mind. Volta BS says, they are just people who have no valid data to show the community, and they feel like they have to attack with lies and misinformation. Yeah. AKA says, I never saw nothing. Raptor says, well, I told you guys when you ask a question on somebody's channel, they'll block you for it. And then everybody starts attacking each other. Yeah. See, you know, and what was, they were saying on Moog's channel the other night that they didn't see where they were taking down people's comments. Well, maybe it's because they took the comments down. They're not there anymore, you know, but a skeptic, you suppose. Well, shit, you gotta watch out. You know, Mike over there might consider you to be evil, right? Because that guy Mike, he said on his live stream something kind of telling about him, right? He said not. I think I'm probably gonna no. I'm not gonna word it. It's not gonna be worded right. But here we go. Something to the effect of if you don't believe in Bigfoot, that's like not believing in God. Well, believing in God is a religion. So you just admitted that you're part of a Bigfoot religion. And I think religion's a nice word. I think we should call it a cult. You're part of a Bigfoot cult. He basically admitted in that phrasing there that he's part of a religious cult. So yeah, yeah, it's crazy. Carson says, hello to everybody. Volta BS says the video shows it all. There was nothing in that Rimmer video. They were in a stressful situation. Let Bigfoot go with the brain. Yeah, I mean, you got Bigfoot on the mind. You've just driven a very long way, a long mind-numbing drive. Your mind's gonna be fatigued. You've changed elevation like 7,000 feet or so. So you're dealing with atmospheric pressures and oxygen concentrations that are way different than what you're used to dealing with. So you're going to be very susceptible to your mind getting tricked, and then of course you're in unfamiliar territory. That's another dimension to it. You hear gunfire, so that's going to spook you. That's going to be another dimension to it. There's a multiple reasons that we can see in this situation where they might have been in a susceptible state. They're a little spooked, they're a little frightened, they're very tired, and you add to that a little trick of light and shadows, which if I ever finish that video, I'll show you very clearly from the clips, and I'll show you very clearly how that was definitely just a trick of light and shadows in the trees there. But I mean, maybe but when people are ashamed like that they got tricked, right? People can get very ashamed about getting tricked. You need to set aside your pride, right? And this is to your benefit, so that the next time you're in a situation like that, you will be immunized against it. And this is a good opportunity to show other people how people can be mistaken, and to help them learn to be a little more capable of beating those kind of circumstances. But most of this community is not on board with that, and part of it is because deep down in their minds, I'm not saying all the people that were on the rim, but I think at least one of them, they don't want their fantasy to be destroyed. They don't want Bigfoot to just be a big hairy race of people. And that sucks. That makes it where, we have to fight them to get to the truth. Angel says, I refuse to give DMUK a view. Yeah, screw that guy. Fits like bullets is here. Welcome. Batman says, does anyone know what attacked actually means? Someone telling a person they are full of nonsense is an attack? Good Lord, I bet the people who were attacked and murdered through the same whoops, where's the rest of that? We didn't get it all, Batmom, but I think everybody understands what you meant. AKA Harvey Dent says, Dogman is obviously mentally ill. You know that, don't you? Possibly. Maybe he really is a drunk Scotsman, and that's just all there is to it. But I doubt it's. I think it is more than that. Volta BS says Dogman UK and his smoky orb was done by filming a reflection on a piece of glass. Don't be fooled by his nonsense. Yeah, I don't know. You know, the only reason I saw that is because you showed me, and I don't know. I can't say that. I don't know what's in that video. Right? It's inconclusive. Whatever's in that video is completely inconclusive. You know, maybe some expert video analyst somewhere could get some kind of useful information from it, but from what I see, it's just there's nothing. You can't get anything conclusive from that video. Harvey Dent says is 4 feet of snow here, killing me. There's your clue. There's your clue. So up a little north, perhaps. Rapper says Dogman guy, he's kind of heavy set and he's kind of a big and chubby, so he really doesn't have a lot of room to talk about other people. I don't know. I don't think I've actually ever seen what he looks like. He hides his face. He hides himself. Well, and I don't care if he's big and obese. I do care that he makes fun of other people for being overweight, and that's not cool. If you have a problem with what people think or say, address what they think or say. Don't attack their physical appearance. And don't call them all the other stuff you've been calling people. Don't call them names. Attack their ideas if you don't like their ideas. That's free game. I mean, it's America. You can call people whatever you want, but it's not cool. You know, so never seen them on camera. Yeah, I haven't either. Raptor says, so Nanoboss is talking about stupid crap too now? Yeah. Yeah. She be. Couple of live streams she did. Was it him though? I don't know if it was him. If they're talking about his little thumbnail picture, I don't know who that was, right? I didn't see him on video talking, so I don't know that was him. Raptor says Angel, he was on Mogs one time about 3 years ago. This may not be the person you think it is, Raptor. Bigfoot Moore says, I talk to myself sometimes. Does that count as telepathic? I don't think so. That's self-reflection. Yeah, that's it. That's the ticket. Angel says, Raptor, you have to have a better memory than I do. Yeah, I don't remember this guy ever showing up before. I think this guy is, you know, he uses the voice changer on the standalone videos for that other chipmunk voice. And so who knows if that's his real voice on his live streams either. Mr. Lee seems to think it is, but no, Raptor, you're talking about I forget that guy's name. There was another guy up there. Mr. Lee will know. Volta BS says Raptor, she listened to misinformation that Dogman told her lying about Brent. She came on a rant video and told people absolute lies and put a woman hater narrative on it. Yeah. And this is part of the projection, right? Because she's possibly a man hater, right? So she projects that men are woman haters. So when she's attacking a man, she's got to call him a woman hater, even though there's been nothing that any of us have done to think that we're woman haters. We're not woman haters. I love women as long as they're not a fucking bitch. And that's another thing. Mike was saying, Dogman UK, even though he was attacking Nikki and calling her Miss Piggy, he's like bitching about us attacking women. Well, when we're criticizing women who have done something wrong, why can't we say anything about it? I made this point in a private chat. So when, because Mike, said something about God. Obviously, I guess he's a believer, right? It sounds like he's a believer. So when God punished Eve for eating that piece of fruit, was he not right in doing so? Hypocrites, hypocrite. We got hypocrites everywhere, right? All these people are hypocrites when you break it down. Everything they accuse you of, they're doing, and so on. Projection, all the things. So, and clearly, and they're acting like we target women specifically. Well, you tell that to old D Doss that got all bent out of shape, sent me a cease and desist letter because I made a live stream about him. How about LIB, who you've been specifically bitching about? How about Dark Waters? I mean, are you not paying attention? Well, clearly he's not paying attention because the dude couldn't even get my first name right. I don't know who Nathan is. Nathan Salisbury. There's no Nathan Salisbury in my family, but whatever, dude. But yeah. Looks like she's doing some projection. And some of these others are as well. Raptor says, Volta BS, I didn't know what what channel was on. What? Mr. Lee says, Raptor, I know the fella you are talking about. I can't remember his name. He is Scottish too, and was on Bigfoot Odyssey as well. Yeah, I don't think he's the same guy. Could be. I can't remember his name right now. Brian and Chewy are here. Welcome. Raptor says, wow, I tried to answer you both in my comment, got blocked. Thanks for the info. Well, shoot, I made a comment earlier and I tried it twice, over on the YouTube side, and YouTube blocked it. YouTube blocked my comment on my channel. Can you believe that shit? Bigfoot and More says, one of the most convincing cases I investigated was just north of you by Grand Lake. I actually lived right next to Grand Lake. I had lakefront property. Well, it was semi-lakefront. It depended on what the lake level, whether or not it was lakefront. Yeah, I lived in the Grove area for about 11 years. But yeah, supposed to be some Bigfoots around there. Never saw one though. That lake has too many people living on it. There's just too many. Raptor says that Mr. Lee, I think it is him, the voice and the way he talks, everything sounds the same. Raptor says all Scottish people sound the same. Harvey Dent says never trust anyone who won't show their face. Yeah, I hear that. Mr. Lee says Raptor, I will find out his name and let you know. He was a pleasant chap, though, unlike Dogman UK. Yeah, I don't think that guy would be. I just don't think it's the same guy. I can't remember his name. It's right on the tip of my tongue, though. Raptor says, Mr. Lee, when I saw him on Mogs, he was busting on a bunch of people. It might not be the same person, but to me, it sounds the same. Mr. Lee will investigate. Rock and roll. Volta BS says, currently eating old Trapper jerky and Cabot. Seriously sharp yum. Yeah, I can't afford to be buying no seriously sharp right now. I've been eating on a pork butt though. Pork shoulder. Pork's just not just tasty though. It's beef. Bigfoot and More. So some of the popular cryptid beliefs do have a religious factor to them, unfortunately. Yeah. And different ones have different ideas of what the religious nature is. So you can't win. Mandy Candy says Mr. Lee couldn't find his arse if it wasn't attached. What the hell? Poor Mr. Lee. This goofy bastard. That mom got sidetracked. Raptor says to Bigfoot more, that's what they want, more people on their channel so they can start begging for money. Plus whatever they're getting from YouTube being on there, it's all a big circle off. Yeah. Yeah. I wish I could get monetized though. That would be awesome. So this thing can pay for itself. All I can do right now is take donations via PayPal. So it kind of sucks. Batman says, Mr. Lee, only one of those people are actually from Scotland. Volta BS says, Mokes thinks his way of attacking is righteous. Yeah, and he said the same thing about us, that we think we're right. Well, yeah. Yeah. I wish I had a clip of the Avengers Civil War airport battle. You know, right there where Captain America is talking to Spider-Man. Spider-Man's fighting against him with Tony Stark, you know, against Captain America. And he's like, what'd Tony tell you about me? And Spider-Man said, Peter Parker said, that you're wrong, but you think you're right, basically. And yeah. Well, the people out there watching will watch and they will judge, and they will, I assume, watch whichever channels they accordingly, you know, and so be it. Angel says, about Mom, I'm not convinced Dogman is actually in Scotland. Been a couple of glitches in the voice. Angel, if whenever next time you hear a glitch in the voice, it might be useful to know, like, if you could say at, you know, time, if you could send me a message or something, the timestamp and what you know, what video or what date or whatever the video is, and so we can check it out, because maybe he is using a voice changer and he's not really Scottish at all. Harvey Dent says, Brent says some messed up stuff too. It's true. I've never seen God or Bigfoot, but Bigfoot is more likely to exist, says Harvey Dent. Raptor says, Mr. Lee, he's not from Scotland. The guy I'm talking about is from the UK. He was on Mogs. Looking now. Give me a second. Take your time. What are you looking for, Mr. Lee? Sasquatch Secrets is here. Welcome. How far behind in chat am I? 5 minutes, 6 minutes? Well, Tobias says they're listening to Judy's lies about Nikki and Brent bullying her. Nikki asked her to stop talking about her in Vault and Zasky's chat. That's the extent of it. Yeah, and even if you go, because I went and watched, you know, the video that Dogman UK put, and he put the clip of video as proof of what he was talking about, of Brent and Nikki talking about that, and there was no attack. There was just discussion of how Judy was talking shit about Nikki over on the other channel. And so even the video, when he finally produced some video to try and prove what he was saying, the video pretty much proved that he was making a stink out of nothing. It was a complete nothing burger. So I don't know how all his viewers are not seeing how full of shit this guy is. Batman says Raptor talking about Neil or whatever. Yes, Neil, that sounds familiar. Oh, there goes the coyotes. The coyotes are out there raising hell. Dogs should start up probably. Where are them dogs at? Don't know his name. Batman says, Vault, what does righteous mean? Are you saying righteous? Yeah, I think he means righteous. Sasquatch Seeker says, stop acting like the Kool-Aid man at Volta BS. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's just making fun of fucking that Dogman UK jackass. Multitasking. Nick called me a hoe. That mom says I was a hoe, not a hoe. What? Voltabia says I went to McDonald's to steal their stronger Wi-Fi. The jerks stopped free Wi-Fi. McDonald's did? Yeah, I was afraid that was going to start becoming more and more of a thing where you can't hardly. Cause I mean, and it sucks because, of course, I don't go to restaurants these days because I can't afford it. But um, uh, in the past, when I have, the restaurant I choose to go to depended on whether or not they had Wi-Fi or not. Because I always would bring my laptop and there better be some Wi-Fi. Mr. Lee says Raptor can't find him. Let you know next time. Raptor says that's fine. Take your time. I don't think it's the Scottish guy. It's the guy from the UK, and it's not the one with his girlfriend on either. Niall. Yeah, Niall, I think. I think it's Niall. I think that's correct. Raptor says it's not the guy with his girl. Oh, I already read that. Different guy. He's heavy set. He was alive one time and his backyard. Oh, now I don't know who you're talking about. Niall was from Ireland. Yeah, yeah. But maybe he just doesn't know the difference between the two accents. Harvey Dent says everyone on both sides just needs to move on. Voltabia says Raptor, it's Niall. Harvey Dent says acting like a bunch of short bus children. Bat Mom says Harvey Dent, we literally moved on last year. They brought it up. Raptor says, no, it's not him, not the guy with the girl. Still part of the UK? Yeah, it is part of the UK. Mandy and Candy says, Lee makes me puke in my mouths. How many mouths do you got? Mandy and Candy. Derek McManus. That's who it was. Derek McManus. I don't think Derek McManus is Dogman UK. Unless he decided that he needed to hide his identity so that he could act like a fool. Perhaps that's what we're seeing, but I don't think it's him. Nikki says no. Derek loves me. Yeah. So I don't know what the hell. We got different ideas of how to approach this subject. These people aren't scientifically minded. So, you know, in science, you know, if somebody is wrong, you you know, you prove they're wrong. And unfortunately, sometimes in science, you know, egos and money's involved. Somebody's, you know, somebody wants a particular answer. They don't like the real answer. And all of this stuff happens in science sometimes. But at the end of the day, in order to get to the truth, you got to prove, you know, somebody wrong, and they may not like being proven wrong. They may not like you even presenting the hypothesis that they're wrong. We're seeing a lot of this with archaeology and stuff, where mainstream archaeology, Egyptology, all this stuff, where they've been uh, uh, they've been presenting this idea that civilization doesn't go back very far. It only goes back, 5,000 years, 6,000 years, something like that. They, claim stuff like the Sphinx was, I can't remember what age, but way younger than what it actually appears to be. But they won't. So now when you got people coming out, these different guys showing, look, these things are way older and they've been altered. Like the Sphinx, the reason why it looks like it looks like a lion body with a stupid looking small human head is because originally it was a lion. The statue, the Sphinx was had a lion head on it, and it was carved down into that little human head. Stuff like that. These ideas, now how we prove that is going to be hard, but it certainly makes more sense than what the fuck is that thing, right? But also the age of it. The age of it's way older. It's probably, over 20,000 years old. And so the mainstream guys are, attacking this, and they won't listen to the evidence. And of course, then Gobekli Tepe was found, and that was proven to be way older than what they say civilization is supposed to be. These guys have been telling us for years that all humans back then were a bunch of just Stone Age people, and they didn't have the ability to build uh, much of anything, let alone these magnificent megalithic structures that if you look at it all in totality, and even in some cases just the sizes of individual blocks being way too big, we cannot do this today. We cannot do this today. And what the ancients did, and so that's a whole nother ball of wax. So basically, we are not the most advanced civilization that's ever existed. That, I guarantee you right now, is a fact. We are not more advanced than those people were uh, 13,000 years ago and before, up until the point about 13,000 years ago. There is no way we could pull off what they pulled off. But anyway, the mainstream scientists will not listen to any of the evidence for this. They don't want to listen, and they're just fighting tooth and nail because of egos. They've been writing books for years. Their grant money. The government's trying to hide some of this, and I think the reason why the government's trying to hide this is because they of a number of things. They don't want to know. They don't want people to know how close to the just fucking dying we are. They want us to just go about our little lives and not think about, you know, um, at any point one of those meteors could hit us again, because we pass through that belt twice a year. So every year we have two chances to get whacked, and we're just normally lucky, right? But every so often we get smacked, and it can happen anytime, and they don't want us to know about it. But also they don't want us to know about the advanced technology. So it looks like if anything survived that we would recognize as technology at all, it gets hidden away. So You know, like the giants, right? The skeletons of the giants. That's another one where, you know, people talk about how they keep hiding these bones. I think they really are hiding bones of ancient people. It's just it's not what people think they are, because a lot of people want to believe it's Nephilim and all this crazy shit. I just think it's a tall race of people, and in fact, it's possible that those tall, you know, 8-foot skeletons and stuff like that, that those were Sasquatch. You know, not just giant people, but you know, like people are normally picturing, but that they may have actually been Sasquatch in the mounds and stuff like that. You know, Indians tell the same thing. Their ancient stories. They say, look, we weren't the first ones here. A lot of them know the story, the ancient stories. They know they weren't the first people here. But other ones get all pissed off if you say anything like that. So, Australian? I don't know if he's talking about an Australian. Raptor says that Vault, I don't know. All I know is the voice and the guy's heavy set. Must remember him is on Bigfoot Odyssey. Sasquatch Secret says some other Dogman person made a comment that they don't even like Dogman UK in the UK. Hilarious. I wouldn't doubt it. This guy is absolutely vile. Like, you know, if you disagree with someone, say what you disagree with them about, but you don't have to you don't have to attack their you don't have to ridicule them and call them names and stuff like that. You shouldn't do that. It actually takes away from his argument. He has no argument. He's never presented any real argument. Raptor says, Nikki, what that was on your live show one night. Nile. Get you a clip with Nile in it, but I'm not giving Moog's channel any watch time. No, it was under Brent's video. Addressing the absurdity. Harvey Dance says, because Dogman UK is mentally ill, he fakes stuff for attention like that New York guy. Someone should do a breakdown of Dogman UK and his fake evidence. Man, I can't stand listening to him. Hopefully someone else addresses that. And I got a ton of other projects that, you know, not just YouTube stuff, but just other stuff. I got a lot of shit to do. So, I mean, like I said, I'm not monetized. I'm not making money doing this. It's part of the reason why I can't, you know, I can't just spend, you know, I can't do it all the time. Can't do YouTube stuff all the time. I would, you know, I would if I was monetized and I was getting, you know, adequate funding from doing YouTube, then yeah, I could do it full time and do more videos and get the equipment. The reason why, like, because you see when you know, the videos you see, like the upload series that I do, which are a lot of time it's when I'm walking around in the woods and stuff. I don't do that very much because of technical problems with doing that. It's anyway, there's I need better equipment is what it amounts to. And there's just problems. I can make it work. It's just it's a whole freaking thing to make it happen. So I don't do it very often. Rex says, all I know is this guy was on Moog's, sitting in his backyard talking on the show. Heavy set, dude. He sounds like UK guy about 3 years ago. Have not seen him since. Aaron Rizet, welcome. Says Doggy Boy UK isn't worth anyone's time and energy. Sasquatch Secret says, oh, I like Graham Hancock. Yeah, Graham Hancock talks a lot about this stuff. Randall Carlson talks a lot about this stuff. And Randall Carlson has been, and I think Graham Hancock is addressed this some with this plasmoid technology, dealing with creating plasmas to make internal combustion engines way more efficient. which the oil and gas industry ain't gonna like it because that's gonna cut into their profits. But and then the global warming, your average global warming person's gonna be like, hey, this is okay because this means that the exhaust is not polluting. There's almost, the CO2 is almost all gone, and the exhaust. I don't know how that would work because I was looking at this, and because y'all may have seen them. I put a short out, kind of throwing out some very rough ideas about what's going on. Because the only way it could happen, and Randall Carlson commented on this, is if there was actual transmutation taking place in the engine using this plasmoid technology that they think is what the ancients were using. Which would mean that it's alchemy. It's basically alchemy. If you're familiar with the concept of alchemy, where someone takes one element and turns it into another element. Well, how would you do that? Well, if you got an element that's got 16 protons and you want the element that has 17 protons, well, you got to somehow add a proton to the 16 proton element. Well, how do you freaking do that? Without a sun, without being inside a sun. So if what Randall has observed in the experiments that they've done, and what they've measured in the exhaust gases and all this stuff, if it's all true, what we're seeing is alchemy. Because it's taking like the CO2 and the CO, carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide in the effluent gas is disappearing, and the percentage of oxygen is up to normal atmospheric oxygen levels, which in the numbers that they showed on their graph doesn't show you like the rest of the components of the air. So most of it's going to be nitrogen, which I think I put that in there. It might be a little too sciencey for some people. So basically, there's some of that oxygen would have to come from transmuted nitrogen gas, nitrogen molecules. I don't know. Hopefully it's real, but the problem is the people that have been perpetuating the global warming, man-made global warming hoax, because it's a hoax. They're going to be mad about that because now they go, oh shit, we can't screw with people about their carbon dioxide because they're hardly producing any anymore. Their cars aren't pumping out carbon dioxide anymore. Oh, that reminds me. Which one of those guys? I can't. Was it Mogs? I think Mogs. Well, I think. No. I think Mike's and Mogs. Both of them questioned my education because I've talked about how I actually have an environmental degree, and they're saying, "Well, you were, blah blah blah." You spent I don't know. It's kind of dark out here for me to be pulling out my diploma. I guess I can. Hold on. Yep. Haven't laid eyes on that thing in a long time, but there it is. Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, these guys saying I didn't. Can you see shit? Yeah. Yeah, they'll probably say I made that as a fake or something. I don't know. Anyway, there's my diploma. So, anyway, screw you guys. I think they were saying, in what capacity, I think he said, I think it was the word he used. In what capacity I wasn't just going to courses, I was also working for the university. I worked for university housing. Started out in the early first year or whatever, working as a desk attendant of the dormitory. And then I became an RA, and then later on I became an assistant and a hall manager, an associate hall manager, and then eventually became a hall manager. And I am the hall manager that opened up Seminary Suites on the Tahlequah campus and ran it for the first 2 years before I left the university. Screw you guys, I'm going home. So, whatever. Hey, you know what? Call the damn university. Hey, was this guy? He's kind of nuts. Running some dormitories up in this bitch. Yeah. Started out in Logan Hall. Then I worked in Haskell Hall and Wilson Hall, and then eventually Seminary Suites. So, is that enough? Are you guys going to shut up about questioning about what I was doing, what I did on the university campus? I was getting, well, I mean, I got that diploma, but I have a lot of coursework. I ain't gonna pull out my I think my transcript should be in that folder too. I ain't gonna pull that out, but I was taking a wide variety of courses, you know, mostly in the sciences, but also stuff like criminal justice, business, stuff like that, economics, health and human performance. For a little while, I was taking courses in that. All kinds of stuff. So I don't know. Anyway, yeah. There's always going to be people that don't like you getting to the truth, I guess, is the long and short of things. Bigfoot Moore says, personally, I think we are a species with amnesia, and our distance past was much more remarkable and advanced than the mainstream archaeology says. Yep, that's some Graham Hancock right there. That is some Graham Hancock right there. Voltabia says, Harvey Dent, his brain must be squashed because them pics he shows don't have anything in them that even looks like a dog man or even an insect. Yeah, it reminds me, you know, I saw one of my uploads I just uploaded yesterday, showed what, you know, rods, right? Because you've seen the paranormal shows where like, oh, these rods, these are some strange entities in the camera. Of course, that was always bullshit, and anyone that ever run a camera knows it's bullshit. You know, when I was out there with that, using my cell phone, I have to use my cell phone in the woods because the only thing I got really to do recording, and it's very problematic doing it. It does seem like it uses up my my data or whatever to where I can't do shit and maybe I'm like if I'm on the road or something, I can't use. But if I've been doing a bunch of camera work in the woods, I run out of space or whatever, or run out of data, and then I can't run the freaking GPS if I need to, shit like that. But anyway, the rods. So I show they put on the thumbnail the rods, what they would have referred to as rods in the paranormal TV shows, and all it is bugs. When I was out there, I was seeing these bugs fly around, and they look nothing like they do on the camera, but because of the way cameras are, and bugs are flapping their wings really fast and moving really fast. They look like these rod things, but they're bugs. The camera sees stuff that the human eye didn't see. Like I've talked about in there where you see the eye shine from the spiders in the camera. So I see it on the viewfinder, but I do not see the eye shine with the naked eye. But when you look out there, when you're shining light out there with a camera and you look in the viewfinder and you're just walking through thousands and thousands of spiders. And most people would never even know. Yep. She's welcome. Very welcome to be here. Just hit me, says Batmom. Aaron Rizet says, yes, there were a race of giants throughout history all around the world, and they were interpreted into those biblical stories as the Nephilim too, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, folks assume that there couldn't be because our race of people, when I say that, I'm referring because we got Africans, Asians, European, we got different subdivisions of our particular race. But what I'm saying is that we're not the only race. We actually have a very limited genome, and despite the looks, people, when you look at different people from different places of the world, they look very different, but they're not as different as people think. But so there could have very well been other races of people that were a little more different from us than we would think they could be, and still be Homo sapiens. So there could have very well been a race of humans that were 8 foot tall, and that race of humans may have, in addition to being 8 foot tall, been covered in hair. Therefore Bigfoot. Maybe the stories of giant and Bigfoot, if we start putting it together as talking about one thing, we might be getting closer to the truth. Don't know for sure, but Mr. Lee says, I did watch Hancock on Joe Rogan's show too. Very interesting. Yeah. Him and Randall Carlson. Pay attention to those guys. Rapper says we all need to quit hating on each other and help each other and put out good information on all the shows. Nikki says, but I know will miracles never cease. Listen, Lockbeard and I had a falling out, but I would never wish him ill will. I just blocked him and moved on. And yes, Judy is a shocker to me. Yeah. Well, I'm prepared to just, leave it in the past, whatever. Of course, now with the Judy thing, we got people getting all bent out of shape because we're, calling out Judy because she is out there manipulating people and just fucking with things. She's a sneaky one. She's a sneaky one, man. And she's flying under all those radars, and they're getting all pissed off. Well, sure, her husband just died, stuff like that. Well, look, I don't know anything about her husband died. No one's told me when he died. Someone said like a year ago. Well, what the fuck does that got to do with right now? And then somebody saying I can't criticize her because she's a woman. Look, women can do bad things too and deserve to be criticized for that when they do. That's equal rights. But apparently we're not allowed to criticize Judy because she's a woman. So that's what I said. Open your eyes to some shit. Yeah. Harvey Dent says, excuse, you're not afraid of him, are you? What? Had to make an account to chat freely. Had to make this account to chat freely. Voltabia says, I will once I have a laptop to properly edit. Block everybody. Because my house is my kingdom. It's not a democracy. I think I know who you are. I still don't think oh crap. I still don't think I know who Harvey Dent is. Mandy Candy says, because Nikki and Brent blocks people who don't agrees with them assholes. Who are you, Mandy Cat? You ain't. Somebody was saying that they thought you were Dogman UK. Are you Dogman UK? Cindy Maya's got Juice gaming laptop. Bat Mom says, dude, who the heck said something about science and broke Lockie? Voltavia says, I don't want, whoops. I don't want to live in a democracy. We're supposed to be a constitutional republic. Yeah. Um, exactly. Democracy, I think, was expressed appropriately on the Sci-Fi Channel's version of Children of Dune in the Children of Dune miniseries, where Alia, the great houses were petitioning for there to be created a constitution, and she wasn't going to allow it. She's a will never marginalize Atreides' power with the chaos of democracy, and democracy is chaos, because if the majority can vote, what happens is if you got two wolves and a sheep voting for what's for dinner, guess what's going to happen? And it's a bad thing. Batmom says, my head is hurting from what's coming. What was I saying? Was it the alchemy stuff? Raptor says, Manny, can you get over it? She just told us after I said something. Harvey says, Nikki, I give you a clue. There's 4 feet of snow here, and I went ice fishing last night. People I blocked only have to reach out to me to get unblocked, except for you, Raptor. I've given you a number of times to act normal. Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard Red Mafia fella, didn't even know your real name. It's in your intro. I know, dude. Couldn't do the most very basic form of research. He called me Nathan Salisbury. It's crazy. And just it's all kinds of bullshit lies. Stating shit that was just stating shit that was lies that he could have checked but he didn't check. Like hopefully hopefully those people come over here and see me, set this record straight, you know. And I don't know how he knows if I shit in the bucket or not. He keeps saying that like he's this dude shits in a bucket. Well, how does he know where I shit? Do I need to get the camera out and take y'all on a little tour of my bathroom accommodations and see where I shit? And why is that an issue? Plenty of people have had to, if they're camping, if they're on the road working, good hardworking men, put the trash bags in a bucket and use that because there isn't a porta potty on their job site and stuff. This guy ridicules people that he shouldn't be ridiculing. This guy Mike is just like, I'm starting to think he's a very bad kind of guy, because he looks down on hardworking men that have to do what they got to do to go to the bathroom. He looks down on people in poverty. He tried to walk that back a little bit in that last live stream, but bullshit. He continues to do it. He looks down on people that are in the van life like I became. When I went to the van life, it wasn't because I was in poverty at the time, right? Like it's a choice. A lot of people are doing the van life thing. There's a lot of benefits to doing it. There's problems, but there's things that balance that out, that there are benefits to it. That guy is just starting to seem like he's just a little bit despicable. So it makes it not very surprising that he is buddied up with Dogman UK. He's sitting there with him and Dogman UK saying, "Oh my gosh, they're talking bad about women," and at some point in the conversation, Dogman UK it just sits there and says, "I was calling Nikki a Miss Piggy and stuff like that." Well, you're doing it, dude. Except you're doing something I never did. I'm not going to make fun of any of these ladies for their appearance or their shape or what. I'm not going to call Judy some old hag or anything like that, unless she might piss me off enough. I don't know. Probably not, because I don't give a shit as much. I'm just saying she's a manipulator. These guys are seriously nuts. Sleep Beauty says, "LOL, lock proven is great." I know these guys are like seriously questioning. I get irritated by it because I spent a lot of years seeking out a lot of information on a lot of subjects. if I act like I have a little bit of an ego about my knowledge of things, it's it's because I know some shit. And I get fucking irritated by people that don't know dick about fuck who who assume they know shit that they don't, that they got Dunning-Kruger out the wazoo. When I try to give them the gift of some of the shit I know. And their responses to attack me and doubt me and question me. And instead of going and checking, like a lot of this stuff you could go check if you had the slightest bit of intellectual curiosity about you. You could go check. It may take some time, but most people won't. They won't, because some of these things are concepts that would take years of education to truly understand. So yeah, I got a little bit of an ego about it, and I lack tolerance of people questioning me on shit I know, and that they clearly don't know shit about. So, um, so hopefully that shuts them the fuck up, questioning that I even went to school. I don't know what Red Mafia dude was trying to imply. Was he implying that I worked as a janitor for the university or some shit? Or I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what he was trying to say exactly, but he was questioning my education, and he can fuck all the way off about that. So yeah. And welcome to the chat, Sleeping Beauty. Got receipts? Yeah, I mean, well, I could start trying to show people a lot. I mean, a lot of receipts about a lot of shit, but it would be some, you know, it would. People would fucking leave the chat, right? They would stop watching and fucking leave, because they're like, okay, I don't want to think this hard about this particular subject. So yeah. That mom says, Nikki, I made a comment on her video when I heard that she lost her husband. Someone commented back saying that they see me attacked me about giving my condolences. Grow up, Nutters McNutters. Yeah. Can't even give your condolences. Suddenly you're attacking. What the hell does that mean? Hopefully there's people that are taking the time to check on these accusations these people make. Rapper says, Nikki, you only unblocked me one time. Come on. You know who Harvey Dent is? Batman says, yeah, Raptor has obsessions about blocking. Well, he's got a complex, he's got the post-traumatic stress syndrome. Take that, Mogs, you high school flunky. Oh, damn, harsh. I don't know what Mogs education is, but was it once, whatever? Oh, talking about the blocking of Raptor. Harvey Dent saying he's Jeff. Did you get hurt while on that trip? Harvey says, no, not that, Jeff. I'm young. Raptor says, only one time, Nikki. I wish you the best. I hope your channel gets better. Hope you get better too, Raptor. How young? Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard, if you go in the woods, don't forget your 5-gallon bucket. I don't know why I would take a 5-gallon bucket, though. If you're in the woods, You find a hole, and hopefully you brought your toilet paper, and you just take care of business like any other animal. Bigfoot and More says those rods were debunked years ago by simply slowing down the video. It's clearly bugs flying around. Yep, bugs flying around. Volta BS says Doug Hychick had a nonsense monster-esque show about them rods. Yeah, that's why I called them the what do I call them? I forget. Untold bullshit or whatever they were. Bullshit channel. Graham Hancock on Joe Rogan. Mr. Lee's got that. Yeah, Bigfoot and Moore's got the idea. This is Mr. Lee. The whole idea of the woods is not having to use a bucket. Exactly. I mean, I need to spell it out for folks. The woods are around me, and often they present a hole. I don't even have to dig a hole. Okay. Raptor says that, well, do you know he's out in the left center field 90% of the time, always talks about all this stuff, but no proof. I believe there was the term orb butter coined by Donald. Absolutely agree. Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard, I just noticed your subscription count. Wow. Did you buy them? No, actually, they were trying to claim that Brent bought subscriptions. No, I didn't buy subscriptions, Mr. Lee. I just started uploading a bunch of shorts videos, and that brought subscriptions. Although the subscriptions came to a screeching halt, it seems like YouTube's algorithm has decided that there's some kind of problem with my channel. So I've been trying to communicate with them, and YouTube is not very communicative. So anyway, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that, because it's still, subscriber count is still rising, but really, really slow compared to what it was for about a week there. For a week there, just from shorts, Voltabia says it's all thanks to the Loudmouth boosting the subs plus his shorts. Yeah. Well, Loudmouth, yeah, I definitely saw I got a few subs out of this whole Dogman UK's conspiracy, controversy, or whatever you want to call it. And I guess one of the criticism is saying something to the effect is, I don't care, where my subs come from. Well, yeah, a sub is a sub, because one of Dogman UK's buddy, I got the email notification that he subscribed to me. Patriotic wank, right? Subscribe to me, so I'll take that subscription. But they weren't saying that I bought subscriptions. I think that when they saw my number of subscriptions at the time, they were like, well, this guy ain't got very many subscribers at all. So he's probably not buying them, and I'm still not buying them. I want to get them through, the proper means myself, and hopefully get to monetization eventually. Hard work pays off. Raptor says, Mr. Lee, yeah, people want to go to a nice channel to where they ain't got to worry about getting cut-throated or stabbed or talked about. He doesn't do that here. Hope this channel grows bigger. Yeah, hopefully everybody knows, they come here, I mean, we clearly demonstrated Dogman UK was on the verge of being straight up, troll to a level like most channels would have blocked him and not let him say all that shit that he said. Because I believe in free speech, but there comes a point where you're flooding the chat, you're stopping everyone else from talking. Okay, that's a problem. And Dogman UK was starting to get a little close to that line on that. He was just throwing a whole bunch of goddamn messages in the chat to where people could hardly talk. That's troll. And we don't have to put up with that, but Want to go to van life? Yeah, yeah. There's definitely some good benefits to doing it, but there's also some limitations. And if you run out of money, I mean, on one hand, there's some bills that you don't have, but there's some bills that you do have that you wouldn't have normally. And so, it depends on what aspect you're looking at. Rent's so damn high that, you know, that's a that's a big chunk that's bigger probably. But you got car payments, you got insurance, you got tag, you got all these things. So that mom says, yeah, we would kick Lockie's ass. Oh, for blocking people. Actually, do you know how many things you can do with a 5-gallon bucket? You can do a lot of shit with a 5-gallon bucket. Yes, you can. Dick about fuck. Yeah, they don't like no. Actually, I got that from the carnivore professor, Bart K. He says that phrase, dick about fuck. I like it. Mr. Lee says, Red Mafia fella got very upset about vegetables being poisonous. Yeah. Well, all I could say to him is about that is I didn't believe it either in years ago. I don't know, it was like 7 or 8 years ago when I was still, because every day in the gym, um, uh, eating, gym bro diet a lot most of the time, so you're talking about chicken breast, brown rice, broccoli. Now, now that is not what people should eat. Not even the chicken breast. Yeah, it's okay to eat some chicken, but you will be your very, very best if you eat just nothing but fatty red meat. You can throw in a little chicken here, and actually seafood. You could probably throw in a lot more. See, there's something about seafood. I ain't gonna go into it right now, but um, egg yolks, egg yolks. Throw away the whites if you can afford to. Do that. Give it to your dogs. Your dogs will be happy to eat it. It's better than eating that cornmeal freaking kibble shit that's giving your dogs diabetes and heart disease just like we get. But eat the yolks of and there's reasons for that, but for the eating the yolks of the eggs, and you can eat cheese and stuff like that, but everything must come from an animal, and what will happen is well, um, without effort, you will trim down because that's what everybody cares about. Well, how I look, can I lose weight? Blah, blah, blah. That's what everybody cares about. Without effort, you will trim down to where your body's supposed to be in its natural state, right? And in your natural state, you're lean, mean, and machine, right? You're not going to be overweight. So if that's your primary concern, yes, going fully carnivorous. Keto is only a step in the right direction, but you're still getting all kinds of toxins from the plants, and that's the number of different problems that causes is just it's too much to talk about right now. And my channel isn't really about going deep into that. You need to go to Professor Bart K's channel, Dr. Anthony Chafee's channel, Dr. Sean Baker, Dr. Ken Berry. Go to those channels and spend a lot of time there. If you're needing to be convinced, then you need to watch a lot of their stuff, or otherwise just trust Lockbeard and give it 3 months. Just give it 3 months of pure carnivore diet. Nothing from a plant. Don't even use pepper. Use salt if you want. Well, actually, you really need to use salt. Sea salt, preferably. You can have all you can eat. You don't restrict how much you eat. You eat as much as you want of steak, of hamburger meat, lots of fat, bacon, egg yolks. If you want to eat the whole egg, eat the whole egg, but you're better off just eating the yolk and getting rid of the white. Stick to that. Real butter. Don't eat margarine. Don't eat anything from a plant for 3 months, and you will experience miraculous changes in your health, your brain function. You will not believe it. You will not believe. You have no idea. No matter what you're imagining right now, you have no idea. The guys in the gym said I was going to pass out because I was going 2 days without eating because I didn't need to eat hardly anymore. Because when you're eating proper nutrition for the kind of animal that you are, what you're designed to eat, you do not need to eat 3 times a day. You don't need to even eat every day. You can skip a day. And not everybody has this exact same experience, but most of them do. You do not sunburn anymore. I didn't even know that was something that needed to be fixed until I noticed, like, shit, I out in the sun and I don't get burned. And a whole bunch of other carnivore people have noticed this too. They don't get burned. So apparently, something about your body's ability to resist the sun is damaged by the toxins in the plants. And nobody's been able to figure out exactly what's going on there. All we know is when you eat a 100% carnivore diet, you can't sunburn anymore. And that's fucking wild. People say, where do you get your fiber? You don't need fiber. Trust me. Not only do you not need fiber, that whole part of your life will improve drastically, especially if you got like Crohn's disease and celiac and all this shit, all this problems with your exit port. It will fix that shit. It will straight up fix that shit. And that is for those people, like, they're basically they're in hell. When your ass betrays you, you're in hell. This will fix it. Maybe they know you're right, but they just don't want to change. Yeah, they're mad about us challenging their religion. BS, I gotta get inside the house, my groceries. Cool. Harvey Dent says, "Call me Jeff," is an insult. Never seen Bigfoot or claimed it when I didn't. CB says, "Oh, that's the word algorithm." Algorithm. Raptor says, "I don't think it's Brent. He said he saw one." Brent's never seen one. What Brent said, I believe, was that he was not sure if, like, he saw a fleeting glimpse of something that he's not sure what it was. So, it could be anything, right? It could be a deer or something. But it might have been a Bigfoot. So we don't know. Harvey Dent says a secret identity isn't no good if people know who you are. Yeah. Batmom says, Dent, we can see your other side of TB. What? Not sure what that means. He said he thought he might have caught a fleeting glimpse of one, but he doesn't know for sure what it was he saw. There's nothing like taking a shit in the woods with leaves of 3. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend most people using leaves of 3. I just take toiletries with me. That being said, I can't get poison ivy really, so poison ivy don't affect me. But I still probably wouldn't want to wipe with. Batman says, we can see your half side of your face, though. You should wear a mask. What? What? Batman, I don't know. I have amnesia like Dory. No snow in Seattle. Someone with a few feet of snow. Nikki, it's out east toward New York, somewhere in that area. Ooh, is it LIB? For a little snow in New York. Got 4 inches so far. Heavy rain. Angel says, Raptor weather here this winter been fairly warm for us. Not complaining. More rain than snow. Normal winter. Carson says, Angel 3 inches last hour and a half. Snowing hard here now, upstate New York. Yep. Raptor says, Angel, same thing here. We're saying at the end of January and the beginning of February, maybe big snow. There's the squatching cowboy. Welcome to the chat, Joe Pass. Of course, it says Angel at the eastern end of Lake Ontario getting some lake effect snows. Cabone says no ice fishing near Seattle, not Brent. Four feet of snow sounds more like Alaska. Who's up in Alaska? Kaiju. Yeah, it's hard to keep track where everybody lives. Coles. Anybody in Canada? I don't know. Angel says Batman calls has no snow until today. He is south of me. Fist like Bullet says no snow in Calgary, but not for long. It's been the mildest winter in 30 years, so possibly a summer drought. Tough on the farmers. Raptor says, and if it was Steve, he would have said something about me. Would he? Who do we know there? Ryan Reading, Steve Coles, Sasquatch Wizards, and Irondex, Donald. Mr. Lee says, where is Icon sees Mr. No? That is a question, Mr. Lee. I don't think Icon sees Mr. No would necessarily care what people are, if people are going to attack him or not for being here. I don't think he would care. Mr. Lee, the knucklehead. Northern Vermont is where Donald is. Way up there, away from most of the United States, all the way up in the corner. Cowboy says, who was the idiot that said fuck the cowboy? That would have been Dogman UK. Dogman UK. Who's been causing all kinds of shit. He's been helping to manipulate, along with Judy. I'm sorry if people don't like me mention it. Judy Wheeler has been part of this whole goddamn thing, manipulating people, and between her and Dogman UK and who knows who else is involved, they've caused people to jump on their bandwagon because people have no problem buddying up with someone who is unethical as long as that person supports what their belief is about paranormal stuff. And so they have. So we're talking about Red Creek Mafia, Nona Boss, Mogs. All of them have made live streams in the last several days attacking Brent Deal and myself, and because we question the narrative that some people push. And we try to do it without any kind of personal insults, you know, because I don't believe, and I think Brent firmly believes as well, that we should be making personal insults as part of questioning whether or not a person is mistaken or hoaxing, or at least try to. Sometimes it slips out, but I guarantee you we aren't anything remotely like Dogman UK, who's over there just slinging one personal insult after another. And and I don't know what his problem with you is, actually. I just happened to catch that particular clip, and I needed kind of a snapshot of what he's been doing to a bunch of people, for to do a short, because it's got to be under a minute and blah blah blah. And so of course he tried to say, oh well, he was trying to say I edited it in such a way to misrepresent him. But I promise you, that short video, if you go to Dogman UK's channel, is that short video is a very accurate representation of what Dogman UK does on his channel. He just insults the shit out of people. He claims that they're wrongins, but he never proves shit. He never proves anything. But Angel says to Nikki, either Canada or Alaska, New York has had very little snow. Ice fishing. Mr. Lee says bad flooding here to Cowboy, hit on a hill, so I'm fine. It's always good to be on a hill, Mr. Lee, or in the hill. Should be in the hill. Icon isn't young. That's true. So it ain't Icon. Fish like Bull says bobcats and lynx all over here hunting the rabbits in the mild winter. Yvonne, favorite French-speaking stripper? What? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, because I never. That's the only part. That's the only time I heard him say anything about you. And but I think it's because it could be because he saw you in my chat, but I don't know. But he mainly is attacking people like right now anyway. He's mainly attacking people like me, Brent Dill, and Nikki. He's attacking me, Brent Dill, and Nikki primarily. But I haven't seen his channel, so he may be focusing on some other people that I'm not aware of. But he's just on this crazy ranting madman attack on people. And so, like I said, he's not hurting my feelings any, but it's just really telling the people that are allying with him and listening to him, and how these people have been basically lying, and in the case of Mogs, calling 4 or 5 times in that live stream for people to report my channel to try and get my channel taken down, instead of just saying, hey, I'm wrong, like refute me, just say I'm wrong. Or if you want to tell people don't go to my channel, that's your business. You can tell people not to go on my channel. Have I ever told people not to go to Moog's channel? You go to Moog's channel if you want to. It was just funny how they mentioned in that live stream the other night, if you don't like what we say, just scroll on. But they don't take that same position about me. If you don't like what Lockbeard says, just scroll on. No, they want to get my channel taken down. Now, there's no policy violation addressing when someone calls out a hoaxer or a liar or a thief that has been, there's just not, it's not a policy violation. And, so yeah, so I don't know what the hell, but reporting people's channels is act of war on YouTube. So makes me not want to be so nice about addressing this. You know what I mean? I've been really nice about it, I think. And you trying to attack someone's channel, that's an act of war, YouTube war, not actual war. But Batman says he lost me with the young comment. Yeah. Vault. I don't know if Vault would have said something pretty bad by now, I'm sure. Mr. Lee says, Cowboy don't pay no mind to him. Yeah, he's a dumbass anyway, Cowboy. Raptor says, why haven't we seen that pyromedic guy in a while either? And I don't know if I said his name right. I think pyromedic has allied with the people that we're talking about. I've seen him in the chat over there at was it one of them? He was over. He's it looks like he's all up in that side of the whole issue. So hopefully he looks around and sees that those people have lost their damn mind, and they're making this big stink for no reason. Other than they don't want people challenging their belief system, and it bends them out of shape. They can't stand it. Little Kilroy says maybe Dent is Leon. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if it'd be Leon. It isn't Leon. Probably not. He said he was a young person. Yeah, just move along. Even if you see him in chat, just skip by his name. You don't have to read his comment. Squatch Cowboy says, "Oh, I don't give a shit. I just wonder why he did it. I don't even know the fella." Yeah. Well, he's just a complete asshat. He hasn't revealed his face. He's hiding something. He's definitely hiding something. So whatever, he wants to, if he wants to be relevant at all, he might try to, stop just insulting people, actually make a real point, actually present the evidence to prove any of his points. Because he's making a lot of allegations, and that don't make any logical sense. I mean, anybody that looks close enough can see that everything he's saying doesn't make any logical sense. So, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, and he ain't got any evidence. So, yeah. Trackway in New York. I don't know where he's at. Young in age or young in heart? I don't know. Ohio. Near Jen. Thought he was close to Jen. Insult channel for show. Yeah, he is. Batman says, so Dent has snow, fishes, feels insulated, insulted to be called Jeff. Volta BS says, Dogman UK is a coward because I demand a fair fight if that means Thompson contenders. Doesn't matter who you are. Dogman UK is a psycho. Yeah. Raptor says, Are you sure it's not Pat? They're supposed to get snow up in mountains in North Georgia. I don't know if Pat would want to. I haven't seen him around here hardly at all in a long time. He seems somewhat checked out, you know. He still makes a video here and there, but you know, by the time I saw him live one day, he didn't stay on very long. So by the time I got there, he was done. Batmom says Cowboy was one of the guys who stood up for Nikki with Dark Waters. Yep, indeed. Indeed. Cowboy says, shit, Batmom, that was a long time ago. Yes, it was. It's because of your no BS research, says Volta BS. He's bringing it all back up. Interesting, isn't it? Yep, that is pretty interesting. Cowboy says he must be a little Karen then. Yeah, freaking Karens, man. Icon's here. Says, woohoo, I made it. Welcome to the chat, Icon. Mom says, where did Moog say this at, Lucky? Bring the receipts. Which thing? Which thing are you referring to? I can't remember. See, that was about 5 minutes ago, so I'm not sure which thing. Rapper says, I wonder if it isn't Chessboard. We haven't seen him on the show in a while either. I don't know. Different clothes. Yeah. You is. That mom says, I saw Pyro at the Ozark conference. He is a good person. He talked to Chess all the time by email. Angel says, Batmom is show either Tuesday or last week. Yeah, any of the stuff I've said tonight, yeah, it's Batmom. I mean, you can go look at his channel, but I can send you in. I can message you a link to the file. Like, I've recorded it. I recorded the whole live stream, so I got it. I don't know if you want to sit through the whole thing. You know, it's a little over 2 hours, but Mr. Lee says, Batmom, I like paramedic. He is a fan. He has fantastic hair. Nikki says, I just checked, and I guess a bunch of people in line with Josh PRT are attacking Dogman UK now. His last live stream centered on others: Bigfoot, Michigan Rob, Tex, Brandy, and Krista. Yeah, there's been Dogman UK was targeting Josh from Paranormal Roundtable before I or Brent really got on his radar, or even you, Nikki. And he was doing the same thing. He's always calling Josh fat and stuff like that. He just does the same shit. Hopefully soon we'll be getting some information to figure out who this fuck is. But until then, anyway, there's clues, right? And I've mentioned some of the clues that we've kind of noticed before, and anyway, hopefully we can figure things out. That's all I'm saying. I don't know anything for sure right now. Harvey says, fun fact, I was state chess champion in college. Awesome. Icon says, Mr. Lee, I had to take a drive. I was thinking of you all the way. Got me some strawberry cough hydro. Vault of BS says they're just butthurt because you had the balls to say something about the fantasy on the Rimmer. Yeah. It's unfortunate that they're having that big of an issue. I wasn't trying to attack them. Danny says, I'm going to bed. Happy New Year, all. Happy New Year, Danny. Happy false insurrection day as well. Because we all know it was false. It was not a real insurrection. It was a guided tour for Buffalo Boy and a convention of undercover government agents there to instigate an incident on purpose to entrap citizens who don't believe what they want them to believe. And that is all it was. It was not an insurrection. It was not an insurrection. So there would have been a lot more blood. There was very little. And it wasn't because the people came armed with to do anything. Vault BS is my friend. Red Raider is more convinced it's Vault. I just don't know if Vault could pull off. I feel like if Vault tried to say the word wrong and he like lose his last tooth. Okay, that was horrible. That wasn't good. Danny is UK going live. Like I said, initially, I'll get a few close-up pics of the buds and email you. Sparkle City. Batmom says, Lucky that people need to report your show. I am probably going to put together a video that will have the clips of each time he said that. Let me check how many I had. It was either 4 or 5 times. It was 4 times that he was telling people to report my channel. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear. Well, hold on a second. Let me see. I might be able to bring this on screen. Let me see here. Hopefully I don't lock anything down.
So it's but and this is the other thing, and I'm going to promote this. You guys have the ability to stop this. Literally. You know, that's the point. You can report a channel, you can report anything. You know, it'll give you options. It'll tell you can report the channel, you can report a show. A channel, a specific show, some a specific comment. It sounds harsh, but in my opinion, some of these channels need to go away. If that's the only way to stop all this, they got to go away. And everybody here can make that happen. I don't give a shit what they do on Rumble or what they do on this platform, but when it affects us, then I give a shit. Because it's nonsense, you know, and 1 or 2 of them will get online tonight and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and knock yourself out. That's how you want to spend your time. That's fucked up. But go right ahead. It's more than fucked up. I mean, this whole situation. They thrive on negativity, hate. Thing.
So that was the first time he said it. He said that. You know, if he just said it once, I would think that I wouldn't think as much about it. But he said 4 times. He's definitely trying to maneuver his viewers to report Brent's channel and my channel and whoever else he's doesn't like, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I clipped out all 4 instances. Here's another one.
Just really think that, and I said earlier, I just think maybe these channels need to go away. Yeah. And you have the ability to make that happen. You know, if you truly believe that these, you know, this has got to stop, you can make it stop. You know, you can report, you can, you know, report a show, report a channel. You know, it can be done. I think Brent's channel already has 2 strikes against
There's community guidelines and policies that hold true.
I got somebody pulled a show for me from 2 years ago for a medical misinformation.
Yes.
And it was just somebody
it was
telling
somebody's opinion
on something that happened in their life.
And all they were.
And you didn't like it, did you, Mokes? You didn't like it when it happened to you, but now you want to do it to other people.
Saying was check, ask questions, and it got taken. Not a strike, but
it wasn't a strike anything. It just pulled
no, just they removed it.
Anyway, that was 2 of the instances. He said it. He did it 4 times though, because he wants us to get deleted. And one of the things Moog said in his stream was that we shouldn't call out hoaxers because the hoaxer might be in a bad mental state and it might push them over the edge, basically. I'm not wording it like he did, but he's saying that we might cause someone to go over the edge and self-delete, right? Well, what if someone spent a lot of time and effort working on their channel, Mogs, and you got it deleted, and you don't know how bad of a mental state they're in, and you cause them to self-delete because you're pushing for channels to get deleted. It's actually a pretty traumatic thing. I've been through it several times for just saying the truth. You know, all I do is say the truth, and I'm not saying I would ever, you know, but you don't seem to care about your actions causing someone to self-delete, but you want to use that as some kind of stretch of an excuse for us to listen to you, and don't even call out any hoaxers at all anymore, I guess. Absolutely ridiculous. Harvey says there's undercover people in this community starting trouble to divide us, you know. Yes, there is. That short's hilarious. Tried to sound like him. Mr. Lee says, Icon, no, Donald cracks me up, man. Volta BS says, your misinformation, Nona Biatch, is worse. Yeah, well, you know, and I haven't even watched the long one. I watched the short one she did, but I haven't watched the long one. I've got them both saved on my computer, so you know, if she chickens out and deletes, I'll still have it, and so I'll eventually go through it, I guess, and probably clip it for a video, I think, and address the insanity that was going on there. So Batman says, whoa, Mogs didn't say your name, but the Brent having 2 strikes comment was pretty telling. No, they talked about me in the live stream as well. So yeah, these are just clips. It's, you know, it's hard to get the full context of what they were talking about. They were basically, or Mogs specifically was basically trying to manipulate his viewers into reporting my channel, Brent's channel, and and whoever else they think is a problem for them. Voltbs says if these people weren't his friends, he wouldn't say boo. Yeah. Yeah, and that's a problem. See, look, if your friend is full of shit and somebody calls them out for being full of shit, you're put in a difficult situation. I know this. You're put in a difficult situation where you got you feel like you got to back up your friend, but your friend's full of shit. And so it just instead of where if you're, to me, of course, this was another thing he complained about, is I kind of said something to this effect, about the Rimmer thing. It's like a real friend is someone who isn't afraid to say, look, you were mistaken, or hey, you're full of shit. And just honesty. It's called honesty. It's this thing. It's called honesty. You maybe heard about it. I don't know. Need more popcorn? Yeah. Fence spelling is familiar. Harvey Dent says people on YouTube should watch what they say about anybody can be found, and some people are just plain crazy. Yeah. There's nutsos out there. Keep it on the YouTube. That's one thing you should do. Keep it on the YouTube. Occasionally people go out trying to track down YouTubers and shit and cause problems and sometimes people get hurt. That's bullshit. Keep it on YouTube. It's just words. It's just words. Don't be so weak and pathetic that you let words turn you into violent, crazy man. But there's been those that they make these threats, and I put that video with the clips from where they were saying they knew somebody. They knew somebody. Hold on, let me pull that one. I'm gonna pull that one up. Let's look at that one. Yeah, this is the third time they wanted to. They were telling people to report us, and also,
if I wronged you,
what I want to see happen is I want to see everybody stand up and unite and do the right thing. What I consider that could it's up, like I said, it's up to you. And report. Take the steps and report what you think is unjust. If it's my channel, you think I'm unjust, report me. Whatever, But you have the power to control this. These people think that, oh, they can't touch me. Bullshit.
Yeah.
You don't know who knows who,
Right. Right.
I know some people. You know some people.
I know people.
But it's knowing the right people.
I know the right people. Just saying.
what did that mean? Does that sound like a veiled threat to some of you? What are they trying to say? They know people they can send to break my leg? What are they trying to imply there? People. What the fuck does that mean? Voltbs says his buddy hoaxed Anthony from S4 to the point of pissing his pants, but that's okay for LIB to make fun of him pissing himself. That's freaking childish. Nikki says the long one is crazy. Her and that gigantic glass of wine really got her slurring at the end. Yeah, I noticed the wine. She got her probably box of wine sitting there. I guess I'll see it at some point. I got it copied, like I said, so you know, I'll go through it. I don't know. I assume I might have been mentioned, but Fist like Bullet says, I saw Standing calling out Ontario dude for hoaxing. I was blown away. These losers and liar frauds calling each other out. It's hilarious. Yeah. I think there's some degree of like territorialism amongst the hoaxers. Batmon says, Dent, I think you might be crazy too, but welcome. Fist Like Bullet says, Tom Willett, featureman, the pedo, and people still follow his page. Blows me away. Yeah. Batmon says, who's these people? He insulates a lot. Filter BS says, and the funny thing is, I have a receipt to the Bluetooth speaker Mike uses to make his sounds. I don't know how you got that. But that might be interesting. I don't know how far it goes to actually proven, but I mean, unless there's a name on it, but even if there's a name on it, proving that he actually uses it, I guess, is the issue. Stupid autocorrect. They know no one of importance, says Fist Like Bullets. Is it just talk? Ghetto talk? I know people. Batmom says, insinuates, now it doesn't even look right. Insinuates, now it doesn't even look right. What? Harvey Ness says, I missed that show. Didn't have no power for 11 days. Snow took the wires down. Yeah, I hate it when that happens. It happens here in Oklahoma. I mean, usually in Oklahoma, it's not snow that takes the power lines out. It's ice. Because we'll be in that band where it's snowing north, it's raining south, and then there's a band of just ice coming out of the sky. Freezing rain, sleet. Sticks to everything, coats everything, sometimes an inch thick in ice, and that takes down power lines. Raptor says, is Dent Mogs talking like the short video? I don't know. I doubt it. I doubt he had snow down there in Florida. Batman says it's only threats when nothing is done. People can't murder someone by a threat. Dent, you should move. But Volta BS says, you people need to stop letting Mogs be the godfather of Bigfoot YouTube. Fuck him, piece of shit. Holy shit. Well, I don't know. I don't know if is he the godfather of Bigfoot? Or is he considered to be? I mean, at halftime, they're not even talking about Bigfoot. So, which, that's not a problem, A lot of times we're not talking about Bigfoot, or paranormal stuff. Dent says it's almost 7:30. How long are you going to be on? Just a couple more minutes. I'm obviously I was tired when I started. I don't feel good, and I'm tired. So, yeah. So just a couple more minutes. I'm gonna try and catch up in chat here and wrap her up. Volta BS agreed, says Uncle Bones. Corey Cole says the hoaxers battle for territory, pecking order positions. LOL. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to the chat, Corey Cole. Yeah. It's kind of funny. Volta BS says the LIB stands beside Sasquatch Ontario as he's legit. Batman says we are standing up to injustice. So I'm a little confused on why they don't stand up. Then we've been standing for a while. My feet hurt. Raptor says apparently you're in Colorado or north or south of it. Squatching Cowboy says, hey, I made friends with Mogs at the Squatch Out in Tennessee. He sure has changed his ways of thinking. Voltabia says, I have the name, but she don't want it. She don't want to be outed. Yeah, be interesting to know a little what's more about what's going on with that. Mr. Lee says a lot of people don't go to Moog's chat anymore. I miss that. Well, and I think if they look at this situation, he might lose a few more because that was some bullshit. That live stream was. There was some bullshit right there. Fist Like Bullet says, slap some steaks on the grill and feel like $1 million. Yeah. If I could afford steaks, I would. Angel says, Mr. Lee, the people who used to be in chat is why I would watch. Uncle Bone says, Mr. Lee, I don't go. Raptor says, well, he blocked me, so I ain't worried about that channel anymore. A lot of stuff he says is out of the left side of his neck. Mr. Lee says, yes, Angel and Uncle Bones, I've noticed. So, yeah. So I probably owe all of you an apology for not providing an adequate alternative here, but, you know, definitely lacking. But I try. So, you know, I don't know. You know, hopefully some of these folks that have been on the attack on Brent and myself stop letting themselves be manipulated by, you know, Dogman UK and Judy Wheeler and you know, become a little more open-minded to legitimate criticism, you know. Don't get upset when people question whether or not you saw what you thought they see. You know, I think one thing that they don't want to happen is for me to make a video, complete the video about the Rimmer, because they, you know, certainly they've been watching what's going on over here and have heard me talking about it, and they don't want me to complete that and post it. So, you know, because I'm pretty sure once that is completed, people will see that and be like, yeah, they were definitely mistaken. You know, of course, it's not 100%. It isn't. You can't be 100% on that. But when you think about the plausibility of seeing some strange entities, you know, when, you know, compared to the Occam's razor potential answer, which is far more plausible, far more realistic, that they were just mistaken. It's okay to be mistaken. You know, people fall for optical illusions all the time. And a lot of this was definitely what it looks like to me was definitely an optical illusion. Volta BS says, Joe, it's because of his roommate and her butthurtedness about LIB and the Rimmer. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what she wanted to. She said something about wanting to talk to me at some point, and I'm like, I heard your side of it on Moog's show, so I don't know what else you want to tell me. You know, unless she wants to just cuss me out in person or something on the phone anyway, or whatever her messages or whatever. I mean, say what you want to say on your live stream, I guess. And I've seen what you've said, and you know, so I don't know. What are you leaving out? what is it you want to talk privately about? You know, it's kind of makes me wonder, you know, what are you hiding there? But yeah. Fist Like Bullet says, no apology needed. Just keep doing what you're doing, brother. Telling the truth and exposing these clowns. Thank you, Fist Like Bullets. I'll try. Raptor says, I still wonder if Mogs and Stevie aren't dating. I asked about it once before, and they said no, but he's still there. Yeah, I think we all know what's going on there. You know, I don't know why they're hiding it, you know. I mean, technically, we don't know shit, right? But come on. Come on. Maybe they haven't. Maybe they're both afraid to, you know, take the plunge. Maybe they're just mad because they ain't getting laid. That was horrible. That was horrible. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there, but I think we all look at that situation and think, you know, I think there's something going on there. Yeah. Time and uploads. Thank you, Fist. Uncle Bone says, crazy they have all along. Yeah. I think it's been going on a very long time, and for whatever reason, they're getting kind of secretive about it. But Icon says, I didn't know they weren't Raptor. Yeah, so I don't know. For whatever reason, they don't seem to be too open about it if that's what's going on. He hitting that. Harvey Dent says he's hitting that. Volta BS says LIB brings nothing for good data to the Sasquatch question, and neither does Nona Boss. Yeah. So, you know, all these people, they don't bring any actual evidence of anything. They have spun their entire their whole deal is convincing people of something that they haven't proven at all, and that maybe they are fully aware of is complete bullshit. But that's their game, is to sell bullshit. You know, not necessarily actual sales, but if they want their channel to bring in some income, which I don't begrudge anyone for wanting to bring in income, but if you can go on YouTube and present bullshit, you know, publicly, you need to understand that part of what you've signed up for is for people to debunk you if you're presenting bullshit, and they don't want people doing that. That's why they get so pissed off. If that wasn't the case, they wouldn't be all bent out of shape. They'd be like, whatever, you know, and they would just ignore. But to call for a channel to be taken down and they make these, you know, rants and stuff, you know, that's you know, that shows that there's something real there, you know. So just like there's something real, like, you know, because how many people say it this way, that the people that are hoaxing and lying are muddying the water and making it hard for us to sort through the bullshit for the real evidence and actually find something real. You know, there's a number of reasons why they don't want us to actually find something real. I think these people legitimately don't want us to find the real thing, because when we do, and we find out the true nature of Sasquatch, all these people that made up a bunch of bullshit are going to be exposed as liars. Because we're going to be like, look, this thing, you know, it doesn't jump through portals and it doesn't mind speak. And you know, we learned their language and we talk to them now, and they're just a physical race of people that's just a little bigger and hairier than us. And that's it. And that will expose all them. They don't want to be exposed. So that's why they get mad. And the reason why I am bitching about them is because they're keeping me from figuring out what evidence is real. It would be nice to live in a world where you could take a person at their word. But that's not the world we live in. So many people are full of shit. So yeah. Raptor says, Mr. No, I asked them about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, if they were brother and sister or dating, and they said no on both. Harvey Dent says it's nobody's business what they do. Hadn't a clue about it. Yeah, I don't know if I really care, but Icon says what really matters is homemade caramel coated puff corn. This stuff is awesome. That stuff's gonna give you diabetes. It's gonna give you the diabetes. Raptor says Harvey Dent. Yeah, that's true. Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard, what is the answer to all this craziness? And because there will always be a divide in the community. Can it be mended somehow? No, it can't be mended. Look, I know a bunch of people are out there trying to preach this whole, we're going to hold hands and sing Kumbaya, and it can't happen because you have a portion over here that's actually looking for the truth and is willing to consider, when someone sees something, how were they mistaken? Was there optical illusion? Was their mind playing tricks on them? Something. The people that want to keep things logical, critical thinking. You have this group over here, and then you have this other group, which is actually a way bigger group. It seems, anyway, that is full of shit and pushing for some kind of narrative, pet belief, a religious cult type thing. Where there is Bigfoot hopping out of portals and mind speaking, and there's Dog Man, and there's Goat Man, and there's Moth Man, and there's every other animal man. There's a frog man. There's all these people are in a fantasy world and a half. They are not the same. Look, this word community right here. We have to recognize, because we really need to get used to the idea. There's not a divide in the community. There is no divide in the community. There's two different communities. There's the logical people that are, willing to consider real facts and aren't going to fall for just any bullshit story. And then there's the bullshit side, the fantasy side, the woo side. That's a whole different community of people. We can't coexist on this whole thing. Unfortunately, you can't really, how does the person know which is which? If we're talking about Bigfoot over here, but we're keeping things logical, it's going to take someone a while to figure out, look, we're not entertaining shit that's just fantastical claims that doesn't have any evidence, like Dogman or Bigfoot portals and shit like that. Because there's people out there that they don't care which of these groups you are. You talk about Bigfoot, they're going to think you're full of shit anyway. So, yeah, I don't think. I don't think there is any mending to do because the two don't go together at all. They don't fit together. They're never going to fit together. There's fantasy and then there's reality and in the story, so I know a bunch of people want to try and make everybody, but no, it ain't going to work. We have to recognize that people, there's just two different communities here, and people who are watching the bullshit shows should just stay the fuck away from my show and stay the fuck away from Brent's show and any other no BS people out there. Don't listen to it. I don't want you to go to fuck off. Go fuck off to some Woo Train shit over there. And the people that watch my stuff or Brent's stuff or anyone that's trying to keep this illogical inquiry into the matter, don't go over there and watch the Woo stuff, because they're not looking for the same thing. They're looking for a fantasy. They're not looking for the reality. They don't want anything to do with the reality. If you suggest that their fantasy is implausible and they immediately close their ears. They do not want to consider the idea that things are just are mundane, that Bigfoot is as mundane as anything else on the planet. It's just a people, just a type of animal, just like we are. It's not a magical thing. They'll never accept it. And I will never accept the magical shit. If they want me to believe that magical shit, they better start producing evidence. I'm not going to hold my breath, though. Got the munchies. Fist says the word solid means nothing anymore, Lock. Yeah, indeed. Sunglasses at night. Volta BS says, if you're going to bring pics to present and say it's Dogman and Bigfoot, and you tell me you can't vet the pic because it's too thick, you're lying to me. Icon says, I'm past the point of diabetes. It's live beaties now. Well, we can make it go away with the carnivore diet. Bolt says, an 8 foot high, 4 foot wide critter gets in there, but you can't F off. Oh, you're talking about when the woods are too thick. Yeah. But don't you know the Bigfoot phases in and out of trees? See? Oh, man. Don't forget about the jackalopes. Yeah, there's a jackalope. Icon says in the fur-bearing trout. Mr. Lee says, is that a real thing? Who wants to explain that one to him? The woolly tuna. Volta BS says, I'm bringing back the legend of the clunt. Yeah. Yeah, I put all the clunt clips in that one video I did a while back from Family Guy. It was funny how Family Guy was using that word, and we had the whole clunt thing in the YouTube space. Cold in Wisconsin. Yeah, it gets cold in Wisconsin. Icon, have you seen one? Icon says, Mr. Lee, my ex had a fur-bearing trout. Mr. Lee, do you really not know what he's talking about? Harvey says, I believe in Bigfoot, but if I ever seen one, I would probably shat myself. Yeah. I think a lot of people probably would. I think Mr. Lee finally got it there, Icon. Cowboy says, I just left a reply to one of the Man Dogs UK that said, keep my name out your mouth. And he replied, you do the same. I don't even know who this fella is. Fault of BS says, and remember, I'm the real bully, helping bring down the worst grifter in this community. Icon says, I tried the carnivore diet. My arm shrank and I couldn't scratch myself. Well, that seems a little extreme. That seems a little extreme. Cowboy says, do carnivores eat cheesecake? Because I just did. What you could do, like, because sometimes I just eat straight up cream cheese. Like, cream cheese is okay to eat for most people. A lot of people react to different substances in dairy, though, so it's not necessarily a good idea for them to eat it anyway. But if you're on if you're eating carnivore, so you're eating nothing but animal fats and protein, and you're getting a hankering for cheesecake, I would suggest. I've never done it though. I would suggest you just get you some cream cheese and mix it with some stevia sweetener. Because stevia seems to be a safe one. You don't want to use a lot of that shit that's out there, aspartame and sucralose, stuff like that. Those have horrible side effects. You don't really want to be eating that. But like, get you some stevia sweetener and mix it up in some cream cheese and just forget about having a crust and just eat because do you really want the crust? Like, I don't like graham cracker that much. It's okay, but it's just full of stuff that's bad for you. And like, now what I used to really like was Oreo cookie in place of the crushed up Oreo cookie instead of the graham cracker. That was way better, but it's not good for you. It's full of sugar and stuff. And many times I bought, how they have those pre-made tubs of cream or cheesecake filling. So so you I guess you just dip it out of there and pour it in the shell and you're there. Pretty much you got cheesecake. Well, I don't really need the crust anyway, so a lot of times I'd buy that tub of cheesecake filling and just eat it with a spoon as if it were ice cream or some shit. But yeah, if you were to get a hankering for cheesecake and you don't mind not having a crust, although I bet there's somebody out there with a carnivore option for making a crust, but aside, just eat the cheesecake. Just eat mixed cream cheese with stevia sweetener and eat that with a spoon. That would probably work. Mr. Lee says, no, cowboy, but now you've given me the munchies. Grilled shrimp before that. Now, grilled shrimp's carnivore. Just put some real butter on them. And Icon says, just eat the cheesecake like a T-Rex. Go at it face first. Then it's carnivore. Sounds great. All right. Well, hopefully we've pissed off everyone some more. And, people are, maybe see this later who saw all these live streams attacking Dale and myself, Brent Dale and myself. Hopefully a few people got curious and maybe wandered over here and can make Red Creek Mafia, Nona Boss or Mokes live streams, and you came over here. Hopefully you're coming away a little better informed, because there was just some bullshit there and inaccurate representations about what's going on. Mike over at Red Creek Mafia was just straight up lying about me and making shit up. I don't know. If he's lying about me and making shit up about me, you got to ask yourself, you got to question if anything else on his channel is true or if it's all lies. So I can't say that I would recommend you getting any information over there. Mr. Lee says, my girlfriend makes it an okay keto cheesecake. Awesome. This says, pound a couple cans of smoked oysters. Yeah, you can eat smoked oysters. Icon says, smoked oysters are good. Volta BS says, I just checked my email. Must be my message about gathering Cash App receipts is working. They are coming in. Cowboy says, with olive oil and Tony Kacheer's more spice on it. Talking about the smoked oysters. Raptor says, that's funny. Most channels that aren't really out doing research anymore, they block you for asking questions. Yeah. If they have to block you and you're not trolling or flooding the chat or anything like that, you got to question what they're about. You know, I saw in the chat over, I think it was the Red Creek Mafia's chat where, World Bigfoot Radio was saying how he's got me blocked on different accounts. I don't know what accounts he's talking about. I mean, obviously we got to be a little more careful about what we say, like, because you see an account and it sounds like it might be this person. And it seems like it might be a fake account, but we really don't know. And so I guess, it's a good idea for everyone to be a little more careful about that. World Bigfoot Radio apparently thinks I've been in his chat with a multitude of different accounts, and I haven't been in his chat at all for a very long time. And I imagine he's probably blocked a couple people that aren't even me, it sounds like. But whatever, dude. Whatever. Cowboy says, like my daddy used to say, better pissed off than pissed on. Indeed. That's some old West wisdom right there, right? Icon says Satcheries. For Pete's sake, Satcheries. Volta BS says he's turning into another Vault with the banner hammer, with the band hammer in the chats. Yep. Uncle Bones says hit that thumbs up button. Thank you, Uncle Bones. Raptor says, I really can't hate on Brent too much. He does call out people that are talking crap. Yeah. Yeah, he does, and he's catching shit for it, and I'm catching shit for it. They don't want you calling out the crap. They can act like they can play games all they want, try to twist things, but at the end of the day, they don't like you calling out bullshit, because they're either proliferating bullshit themselves, they want to believe in it themselves, so they want to apply as much confirmation bias on everything that they can, rub it in real good, and or they got a friend that's engaged in this stuff that's spreading bullshit, and they're biased because it's their friend, and you're exposing their friend's bullshit, whatever type of bullshit they're engaged in. So that we're going to continuously always come under attack ourselves for exposing bullshit. So bring it, I guess. Harvey says Brent's still a dill hole. What? Vault says, Vault BS says he's got me blocked because I laughed about his government insider bullshit. Harvey Dent says, but I watch him. Who you talking about? Talking about, well, you're talking about Brent. Volta BS, you talking about World Bigfoot Radio? World Bullshit Radio? Yeah, I haven't been anywhere near his channel in a long time. I figured out a long time ago he's full of shit, and I have no desire to see his shit. So Raptor says, at Harvey, I watch some of his stuff here and there. Some stuff makes some sense, but of it that doesn't. Some of it doesn't, just like any other channel. Dent says, it doesn't do no good to block anyone. You can make a new account in 5 minutes. I made this crap today. Yeah. Yeah. Some people they got stuff, they got to hide stuff. They're afraid of free speech. You got to ask yourself, why are they afraid of free speech in their chat? Batman says, I'm starting to think that Vault BS isn't really Vault. Indeed. It's almost like he's someone making fun of Vault or Vault. All right, everyone. We've gone over 3 hours. I am tired. Thank y'all for hanging out. And I'll see you next Saturday.